Here we go. So we go alternatively, we go by train. So over here, we say alternatively is like there's another option. Like I could go by bus, that's one option. Or this is kind of like a or alternatively, we could go by train. That's my other option. Okay. So to use alternatively when we're going from when we're trying to like when we're saying we have multiple options. And nevertheless is like when you want to say that the previous thing is basically just a fact. It doesn't really affect the next situation, right? Planes have crashed many times in the past. Okay, that was bad, but now it's nearly impossible because of the current technology. That's what nevertheless does. Nonetheless kind of works the same way as nevertheless. Yeah, you could I think they're kind of interchangeable too. Instead of nevertheless, I could use nonetheless. So planes have crashed many times in the past, nonetheless. So the current so it's like so like that it basically says that oh it doesn't really matter about what I've said before, but the next piece of information is what matters. Kind of works the same way as nevertheless. They won't test you on nevertheless versus nonetheless. They're gonna have one or the other, but they're basically interchangeable. So that's why over here, when we go back to question 9, we are talking about among the possibilities. So that's one possibility. So like over here, this is our first possibility, the bus. But there's also another possibility. So this is like the train, right? So those are our two possibilities. So that's why we want to use alternatively. We don't want to say that the previous option was useless. The previous option we could still use. It's a valid option. So we want to keep that. So we can't say nonetheless, nevertheless. And for thus, that's like a cause and effect. Like I ate a lot of food, thus I have a stomach ache, right? That's a cause and effect. We don't want cause and effect. And then finally is like if it's at the end, but if you read on, this business can sell light tubes isn't actually the last one. So it's not finally. Did you get that? Yeah? Okay, cool. So yeah, just to revise 10 and 11. 10 was C because we can't when we have this is an independent clause, thus alternatively we can install light cubes, that's an independent clause over here, and these are pipes, that's also an independent clause. So we can't separate it by a comma. That's a comma splice. Same thing with B, comma splice. We have independent clause. This will cause another independent clause. And then those being, always want to avoid the word being, so it won't be D, making it C. And then 11 is just idioms, right? So we say means of, and the only answer that has means of is B. The other answer, means through is not idiomatic, means from is not idiomatic, and just means is not idiomatic. We need means of. So that's why it's going to be B. Did you guys all understand that?
Yes. Thank you for the session.
Yes.
Sorry, I need to go.
Okay, welcome. Okay, so at that point.
Now, did you finish or you will complete?